Have you ever looked up at the night sky and just wondered what's really going on up there? We're not just talking about little points of light. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible stories the universe has to tell, the complete life of a star.
You've probably heard someone say this before, right? That we're all made of stardust. It's a really beautiful idea, and it connects us to everything out there in a pretty amazing way. I mean, seriously, what does that actually mean? How is it even possible that the stuff that makes up you, me, this whole planet, was once inside a star? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay, so Chapter 1, A Star is Born. Every single star out there, no matter how big or small, starts its life in the exact same kind of place. A huge, gorgeous cosmic nursery.
And these places are called nebulae. Just look at them. They're these gigantic, swirling clouds of gas and dust, just kind of hanging out in space, waiting for something to kickstart the whole process. So what's the spark? It's gravity. That's all it takes. Gravity starts pulling clumps of this gas and dust together, and as they get closer, the whole thing collapses in on itself and starts to get hotter and hotter. Eventually, you get this dense, glowing ball at the center. It's not quite a star just yet. We call this little thing a protostar, basically a baby star. Now, for this baby star to become a real full-blown star, its core has to get ridiculously hot. We're talking 15 million degrees Celsius. It's at that insane temperature that nuclear fusion finally kicks in, and bam, the star officially comes to life. After that fiery birth, the star settles down for the longest, most stable part of its life. You could call it its adulthood. This phase is known as the main sequence, and it's all about one thing: perfect balance.
And this is a perfect way to picture it. It's like a cosmic tug of war. On one side, you've got gravity, which is relentlessly trying to crush the star inward. But pushing back with just as much force is the incredible energy from that fusion happening in the core. For billions of years, these two forces are in a perfect stalemate, which keeps the star stable.
And this isn't some abstract thing happening light years away. Our sun, our very own star, is smack dab in the middle of its main sequence right now. That steady, balanced energy is the reason life is even possible here on Earth.
But you know, this perfect balance can't last forever. Nothing does. Eventually, the star starts to run low on its main fuel. That cosmic tug of war gets thrown off balance, and the star reaches this critical fork in the road that's going to decide its entire future.
Once that hydrogen fuel in the core is all used up, everything changes. And what happens next, whether the star just fizzles out or goes out in the most spectacular explosion imaginable, all comes down to one single thing.
Mass! That's it. That's the whole ballgame. How much stuff the star was made of in the very beginning is what decides how its story ends.
Seriously, it all comes down to mass. It's not just a number. It's a star's destiny. It determines how hot it burns, how long it's going to live, and, most importantly, which path it's going to take at the very end. So this brings us to the two completely different final chapters for a star. Let's start with the smaller guys, the stars that are a lot more like our sun. So a low-mass star first swells up into what's called a red giant. But after that, it doesn't explode. It's actually much more peaceful. It just puffs away its outer layers, creating this beautiful, glowing cloud called a planetary nebula. And what's left behind is just the tiny, super hot core, a white dwarf, that will just cool off and fade away for the next few trillion years. A pretty graceful exit. Now, the fate of a massive star? It is anything but gentle. It also swells up, but into a colossal red supergiant. And when its fuel runs out, gravity wins, catastrophically. The core collapses in a fraction of a second, and that triggers one of the most violent events in the entire universe, a supernova. What's left behind is either a crazy dense neutron star, or, if the star was big enough, a black hole. A supernova is so incredibly bright that for a little while, it can outshine its entire galaxy. But here's the really important part. That explosion is so powerful, it's like a cosmic furnace. It forges all the heavier elements in the universe, everything from the oxygen we need to breathe to the iron in our blood. It creates them and then blasts them out into space. And for the absolute biggest stars, the core collapses so completely that it actually breaks the laws of physics as we know them. It creates a black hole, a spot in space where gravity is so strong that absolutely nothing, not even light itself, can get away. It's the ultimate end for a true cosmic giant. So, after all of that drama, the giant clouds, the fusion, the explosions, how does this epic story actually connect back to us, right here on Earth? Well, this is where it all comes full circle.
And here it is. This is the big reveal. The carbon atoms in your body, the oxygen you're breathing right now, the iron that makes your blood red. None of that stuff was around at the beginning of the universe. It was all created, or forged, deep inside massive stars, and then scattered everywhere by supernovas. That's the raw material for new stars, new planets, and, eventually, us.
So let's just do a quick recap. Stars are born in nebulae, and they're powered by fusion. A star's mass is the key. It decides everything about its life. Low-mass stars just fade away, while massive stars go out with an unbelievable bang, leaving behind a neutron star or black hole. And through it all, the universe recycles all this material to make new stuff, including us.
So the next time you look up into the night sky, I really hope you see something a little different. You're not just looking at distant suns anymore. You're looking at the very furnaces that created the elements you are made of. You are literally looking at your own family history, your own cosmic history.